Greetings. Welcome in and welcome to Fire Breath Friday. It is when we utilize our fire breaths to align us with who we are destined to become, our highest self, our most sacred self. I am Simone the Shepherdess, and I was taught that when you get, you give, when you learn, you teach. I'm here to preach, and y'all finna get this word. So if you're not familiar with fire breaths is when you utilize your nostrils only to take short, rapid breaths. So it's in and out through your nose, short and fast. The key to fire breathing is ensuring that your diaphragm or your abdomen area is constricting and protruding as you inhale and exhale. So ensuring that your diaphragm is following the flow of your breath. When your lungs are filling up, your diaphragm should be extending because your lungs are full. When you are exhaling and your lungs are emptying, your diaphragm should be constricting. I'm only going to require 400 of them for us today, y'all. From us, rather. Before we begin, I'm going to center us by cleansing the energy with my heart chakra sound bowl. The 4 taps that you hear on the sound bowl will represent me cleansing the energy of the 4 elements of water, fire, air, and earth. Today I am going to be doing my fire breaths with, of course, my Motivate. And I guess I'll do some lotus oil. Get it out the mud. As we begin, I want us to start and end our fire breaths with 4 deep breaths, slowly inhaling through your nose, holding it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then releasing it from your mouths to ensure that you are present. Once we finish the 400 fire breaths, we're going to close out in the same manner to ensure that we are back in this present moment. Ashe, let us begin. Okay, so if this is your first time tuning in, we have been covering the 5 love languages of children. Today we are on love language number 4, which is gifts. And what did I want to share about these? First paragraph, the grace of giving. It says, giving and receiving gifts as a way to express love is a universal phenomenon. The English word gift comes from the Greek word cherish or cherish, which means grace or an undeserved gift. The idea behind that is that if the gift is deserved, then it is payment. A true gift is not payment for services rendered. Rather, it is an expression of love for the individual and is freely given by the donor. In our society, not all giving is so sincere, especially in the business world. Much of it is payback for doing business with a certain company or a bribe in hope that someone will do business in the future. The item is not given simply for the benefit of the receiver, but is more of a way of saying thank you for making a financial contribution or request for a further contribution. Go put that in my room. Because that's not a toy. Play with a stuffed animal. Play with your blocks. Play with your books. Play with your cars. I'm just saying, I'm naming all these things you can play with because you're not getting on the tablet. Did you finish eating your lunch? Did you finish eating your lunch? Did you finish eating your lunch? Cairo, did you finish eating your lunch?
Ow.
Did you eat your lunch?
Yes, not yet. But I had it.
Let me see.
Someone bit me.
Somebody beat you?
Yes.
Who?
A caterpillar.
A caterpillar bit you.
Yes. I really get back.
So as we are utilizing the, why you bring me this? Take this back downstairs. Cairo. The love language 2. The first one is, it's stated in this chapter that most of the time, if not all of the times, when you are utilizing the love language of gift giving to our children, it is in combination with one, more, or all of the other love languages. So you aren't just, handing the child a gift. You're doing it with words of affirmation. You are doing it in the midst of quality time. You are doing it in the midst of an act of service. It is in conjunction with another love language in order for that child to reciprocate it or accept it as being genuine. The other thing I wanted to say is when we are giving gifts, like I said, a gift is something that you just give just because you aren't expecting anything in return, and you aren't technically giving the gift because of something. And that's something that when reading this chapter I realized that I do. I give gifts to my kids in a sense with guidelines. So it'll be like, if you want ice cream, you need to sit down and be quiet. Or if you want to go to the park, mommy needs you to do this. It's conditioned upon something else, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So I definitely need to stop doing it. It's another one in here. Oh yeah, it says when giving is abused. So before I even read this chapter, this example immediately came to mind. I think I've shared this with you guys before, but it mentions an example just like this. It was this family who ended up getting divorced, and the dad ended up moving on and had a new wife, and they lived like this luxurious lifestyle and just had all this money. And of course the mom was a single mom, and all of the kids, they were her full time. I think they had like 3 kids. So they'll go with their dad and they'll like go yachting and skiing and just all these lavish adventures. And it stated in the book like the kids will come home and like have some type of resentment towards their mom and say stuff like, it's boring here, we're not doing anything, we can't afford to do anything, we don't have anything, because they were comparing what they were doing with their dad to what they could or couldn't do with their mom. And in actuality, their dad would basically bombard them with all of these things to make himself feel better. What was the word that they used? Oh, it says abusive gift giving can occur when a child is living with a custodial parent following a separation or divorce. The non-custodial parent is often tempted to shower a child with gifts, perhaps from the pain of separation or feelings of guilt over leaving the family. So to make his or herself feel better, whoever the one that's, trying to buy the child's love with tangible things versus with their presence. When the gifts are overly expensive, ill-chosen, and used as a comparison with what the custodial parent can provide, they are really a form of bribery, an attempt to buy the child's love. They may also be a subconscious way of trying to get back at the custodial parent. And that's one thing I noticed with the separation between my kids' dad and I. Like, he'll disappear for weeks and months at a time, and then when he shows up, he's like, you want me to buy you that? You want that? You want this? Or come on, let's go get ice cream. Come on, let's... Like, he takes them. It's like the fun dad, the field trip dad. And then when the kids come back home, it's like, oh, I don't have to listen to you, or you have an attitude, or they're sad because it's like you are the strict parent, or you are the one that's enforcing rules, when you do way more than that. But in that moment, that's what they see in comparison. And I noticed that my kids even mentions that you do that for so long that kids start to expect it. And how old is Quentin? My 2 and 4-year-old, they'll go, first of all, we talked about this yesterday, how they don't even request to talk to the man. But then if he calls and I just so happen to answer and let him speak to them, the first thing they're doing is asking for shit. This happened yesterday. Like, he called, and first thing Quentin says is that was, can you buy me a race car? Can you buy me this? Can you bring me this? Can you do this? Like, he's immediately asking for things. And I don't want to say hate, but I dislike that he does that on both ends, because his dad is like, oh, I want to get them what they want, and they need way more than toys and ice cream. Yeah, so overall, when we are gifting to our kids, let's make ensure that we are being genuine when we are gifting them gifts, and we aren't tying it to a condition or a guideline. You can have this if you do this. If they're deserving of that gift, give them something just because. It also mentioned in here that because a lot of us can't afford lavish gifts or anything outside of the necessities based off our lifestyle right now, and that's okay. But if you are providing clean clothes and hygiene products and school supplies, things that they need and can benefit in the right now compared to a Game Boy or a gaming system, that is still a gift within itself, because some people can't even do that. They have to go and find it and get it second hands. But it mentioned wrapping it up, putting in that little effort and wrapping it up, because it's something about a child in particular having something to unwrap and being appreciative of it even more just by them having the excitement and the adrenaline rush behind unwrapping a gift. And it also teaches them to be appreciative of it, because you might need a new pair of shoes, but I'm not obligated to get you the kind that you want. It also mentioned that for birthdays or for certain holidays, ensure that when you are intending to give a gift, to ask the child or the person that you're getting the gift for their opinion. Like, what type of gift would you like? What were you thinking about getting? And try your best to get them something along those lines. So the journal prompt for today is, what's something that you yearned for as a child but your parents wouldn't or couldn't get it for you? How did that affect you? What was something that you just had to have and your guardian or your parents just was like, no, you don't need that, you're not getting that, or they really just couldn't afford to get it for you? And how did that make you feel? Did it make you resent them, or did it build you to the point where it's like, I'll never be that broke, or I'm going to ensure that I always have this amount of funds for if my kids ask for something, or for me to feel stable in my adulthood when I start making my own money. Something that's kind of tied into this but not, I'll never forget, and it's crazy because the memory always comes back to me at the most randomest time. But I told y'all my dad was, I don't know what the fuck he do now. Was a reverend, and we used to visit him during the summers. So of course we were at church every Sunday, and he ended up doing a sermon one Sunday. And I'll never forget one of the lines. I don't even remember what the sermon was about, but I remember this particular part of the sermon. He ended up saying something like, I got Shaphni, that's his stepdaughter's name, his latest wife, oldest child. I got her first bouquet of flowers because I don't ever want her to be dependent on a nigga for nothing. Like, these are the words that he's utilizing. And as a child, you're sitting there, you listening to it. But as I got older, I realized my dad has never bought me a fucking petal. I've never received flowers from my own dad. So for that memory to stick with me in regards to him buying his stepdaughter bouquets of flowers because he wanted to instill in her her value and her worth, and she shouldn't ever have to depend on a nigga for anything because he was supposed to set the tone for that, and that's not ever the experience that I had from that man that did something to me. So now I'm intentional about buying my own flowers, about pouring into myself, about not expecting flowers from a nigga. So I ended up incorporating Fresh Flower Fridays. On Fridays, I try to get a fresh set of flowers every Friday by myself, for myself. When I leave the house, y'all. We are in June, and I have not left the house this month. That's crazy. Have I left the house this month? I have not left the house this month. We're 23 days in. Wow. I just be in my own little cocoon in this bitch, baby. But yeah, that was just random, but that's something that sticks with me. Like, yeah. So what's something that you yearned for as a child but your parents wouldn't or couldn't get it for you? How did that affect you? You might not have even known you yearned for it. So as I get older, it's like, imagine how my life could have been probably a little bit differently if my daddy was sending all three of his girls flowers once a week or once a month. What our expectations would have been from a nigga from the jump. Like, so maybe I was somehow yearning for that type of attention and affection from my first man, because your dad is your first man, and I never received it, so subconsciously it did something to me, y'all. Wow. Let's get into this read. So the first deck I'm pulling from is my hindsight deck, and let me give y'all the reasoning behind me pulling from this deck today. So yesterday, I had my moments where it's like, I should just get a job, I should just apply for these places. And so I ended up like setting up an account on USA Jobs, and I was getting ready to fill out my profile, and they had like these hard stops. Hard stops are like fields that you have to fill out, or you can't move forward, or you can't save your work. Like, and they asked for my latest job. They wanted like the full name, the full address, and I didn't know their full address, so I had to Google it. So as I was typing in the company's name, I started typing in the names, Genesis Care, and before, you know how some search engines, not request, but suggest suggest certain searches based off of what you are typing in, and it ended up coming up saying Genesis Care bankruptcy. I'm like, what the this cannot be the same company. So I ended up clicking on it, y'all. Why the fuck is the company that let me go almost a year ago, because I was let go, my last day was September the 1st of 2022, ended up filing for bankruptcy, I think either last month or at the beginning of this month. And I'm like, first of all, it's not a coincidence that I ended up, because I'm just jumping all over the place, because I didn't even, once I saw that, I didn't even fill out the job profile thing to do applications, because it's just too much for me to, that's a lot, like typing in. Why can't I just upload a resume? Like, for me to have to type in everything, just hire me, do a background check and double check, like. But I'm like, all of it played out the way it was supposed to. It was like, Simone, I wanted you to see this. I protected you from something that you don't even know what you were being protected from. I was covering you from something that I don't even want you to know that I was covering you from. So in hindsight, I wanted to inspire somebody who's going through something, who lost something, who turned the wrong way, who feel like somebody took something from them, and why did it have to be this way? You are exactly where you are supposed to be, experiencing exactly what you're supposed to be experiencing. God or the universe, or however you address it, removed you from that situation for your protection. Y'all, when I saw that, I was like, that cannot be a coincidence. Less than a year later, they have filed for bankruptcy and trying to sell off every single location in America that they owned, and only focusing on their Australia, European, and whatever other place they are, but they leaving America. And I'm like, that was God protecting me in some type of capacity. So in hindsight, I always want you to change your perspective. I always want you to change your perspective. It is always bigger than us. Even in the midst when we feel like it's detrimental to us, or we're at a loss, or this is a setback, no. It is a setup for your comeback. All I could do when I saw that was say, wow, give thanks. Give thanks. I do not know what you were protecting me from, but I give thanks for you keeping me. For you keeping me, because a year later, I'm still here. I have not had a job in almost a year, and ain't shit been cut off. Give thanks. Give thanks. What a blessing. What a covering. I'm so grateful. Spirits, I am near. I am clear. I'm ready to hear. What's the message? God needs to know. Tell me. I guess I'll give both of these. So the first one that came out is, I don't chase, I receive. What you need, God already has stored for you. No need to chase. Stay rooted in truth. Stay rooted in you. Be patient. Ask and you shall receive. Ashe. I don't chase, I receive. And the second one that came out is, our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. Our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. Self-expression is nourishment for our spirit. As food and water is for the body, you are a creative being. Express yourself today. So we know that expressing yourself isn't just, it includes, but it isn't excluded to you expressing yourself verbally. Expressing yourself, like I said, is utilizing your creativity, your creative ability to draw something, to make a poem, write a song, write some music, come up with a particular design or outfit, some type of artistry, coming up with protocols, because you can use your creativity intellectually, some type of procedure, a policy. How do you utilize self-expression to fulfill you, to nourish your soul, to make you feel whole? Let's do a cannabis oracle. Spirit, I am here. I am Oh, I thought you flew out. It's flying here. Way too many. Way too many. Let's try this again. We got 2 cards that came out. The first one is Let Go, Dance Portal. Let's see what this is. Dance Portal. Let go. I'm grateful that my vital source of life force provides me with motivation and energy to live life in full flow. This card has an accompanying playlist on Spotify, so search MCO Dance, that's DANCE. Your body needs to move. You need to dance like you just received news of an unexpected inheritance. Woo! How would you dance? How would you feel? How would you ground yourself if somebody called you and said, hey, somebody just gave you $1 million. Somebody just gave you $1 million. Come pick up the check. What would you do? The dance card is a full manifestation activation station. Hydrate and get in a groove. This card appears when you may be going to see your favorite band, if your favorite song came on the radio, or you heard a song that brought back hard memories. Turn up the volume and have that dance party without thinking twice. You will inspire someone else to do the same. Music is the universal language that can help integrate the many paths life takes us down. Yeah. That let go also put me in the mind frame of, because after that job let me go, I had the mindset of, dang, maybe I could have, and it wasn't even the reason why I was let go, because they said they were having they were restructuring the organization. So they were eliminating my position. So it wasn't really my work ethic or lack of work ethic that made them get rid of the position, or that's what they have on paper. That's based off what they told me. What it was they couldn't afford my ass. But nah, I was like, dang, maybe I could have did something different. Maybe I should have been a little more this way or that way, so I could have still had my position and still had that income. And Spirit is saying, no, don't ever feel that way. Let that shit go. Let that mindset go. I removed you from that situation to protect you. It's something. If I gave you that position, I can give you one that's 10 times or 1,000,000 times better. The next card that came out is Go-Go Roll, and this is Ego Death. This is Ego Death. This is allowing, first of all, this is giving Tower energy. Allowing your spirit to lead you and not your ego. Or being more in tune with your ego, your emotions. Go-Go Roll. Sudden changes occur in our everyday life and result in our awakening to another level of self. Go-Go Roll brings the change you feared and eaten. Go-Go Roll reminds us that handling problems from a grounded perspective will always yield better results than charging in a reckless manner, which could have dire consequences. Obelisks are placed on lie lines to harness the energy like lightning rods. Harness that energy when Go-Go Roll appears, and remember that change is the only constant. The universe will send you a wake-up call if you are not fulfilling what your higher self came to do. The universe will send you a wake-up call if you are not fulfilling what your higher self came here to do. When we can get lost in the material and become stuck, and then life gives us an experience for freedom. When Go-Go Roll arrives, it is time to relinquish the old habits, the old thoughts, and the old programs that keep you a prisoner in your ivory tower. View something from a different perspective and allow for the full transmutation. If Gogoro appears in a spread for you, it is time to consider the following. Am I ready to have my plans turned upside down without a warning? What's the matter? You ready to take a nap? You cold? Go get your blanket off the bed. And this is what's crazy is and this is gonna be the message for today. The universe will send you a wake-up call if you are not fulfilling what your higher self came to do. Y'all, in my last position, I was making over $65,000. I'm about to say an hour. Speaking into existence, girl. Annually, it was over. I think I ended up. What was it? I can't remember the exact number. But what I wasn't living up to my full potential. I felt like literally they paid me to like make a PowerPoint or upload a document, and I was not adding value. I wasn't adding value to myself. Like I felt like I was trying myself based off the task they wanted me to do. And I'm like, y'all want a secretary, and that's not what I got all these student loan debts for. Like, so it's like, but I was like, I'm making the money, I'm able to pay my bills. They paid me what I asked for, and the divine said, So yeah, they removed me to cover me, but they also removed me to propel me. Simone, you are much greater than fucking sitting right here creating a PowerPoint. You are much greater than sitting right here getting a document and editing it and uploading it. Even if it is for $65K. No, baby, you are worth way more. I see 65 mil. What do you want to do to align with 65 mil? And it had nothing to do with me wanting to work harder. It's just that the tasks that they wanted me to do were not aligned with the tasks that I am meant to do. So sometimes things happen, changes happen instantly, or plans turn upside down, or something don't go the way you want it to go, because that's not the way it's supposed to go. God is removing you from that, because if he did it, you would have stayed there. Like I said, you in the midst of something and you getting that money, so now you stuck because you got these bills and you telling yourself, I need this money, so I need this job, so I need to stay here. So God will drastically and instantaneously remove you from it. Now you freeforming. Now you trying to figure out, damn, what I'm gonna do? How am I going to continue to do and provide and not lose my mind? And like I said, all I can do is give thanks, because it is nothing but the grace that I'm still here, and I ain't paid my mortgage in a year. And there's nothing for me to like try and brag about, because that wasn't my intention. However, I am still here, and I ain't missing no meals. I had to change nothing about my lifestyle, even though that income was taken away. Give thanks. Give thanks. Woo. The universe will send you a wake-up call if you are not fulfilling what your higher self came here to do. Some of y'all sitting here and selling y'all souls for only God knows. Spirits, I am near, I am clear. No, you know what? I'm going to do tarot first. I'm pull a little tarot card. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Spirits. I'm near. I'm clear. Wow. 32 here. What's the message? Tell me so. I'm gonna give y'all all these the way they came out. I don't know if I'm gonna read them. Let me see. Because y'all know I'm trying to learn these intuitively. So first, the Chariot came out, which is giving me the energy of embarking on a journey. Look at the city behind her. Like she going in search of something new. The Three of Pentacles came out in regards to whatever you are doing in search of something new. Somebody is intrigued by the value that you bring. By you expressing yourself and wanting you to teach and pour into others with what is already poured into you. You hold value just the way you are. It was something that you were born with and can give to others that no one else has or is able to do. The Three of Pentacles is all about like mentorship or, again, teaching and showing. The Seven of Pentacles is about your money growing. How that opportunity in regards to you expressing yourself, utilizing your creativity or what's already in you is going to assist you in your money growing, aligning with abundance, flourishing. Because you've nurtured that aspect of yourself, that part of you. Then we had the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups also is confirming that Chariot. Leaving that person got her back turned to the cups. I'm going to see what else is out there. What can I explore and discover and not be worried about what I'm leaving behind? And Nine of Pentacles is ultimately the journey and the path that we're taking is going to lead us to maximum abundance, a luxurious lifestyle. I'm gonna give y'all what the cards say because I like to like fact check myself. So let me do that right quick. The Chariot. She rules everything around her. The Chariot rides in on a silver gleaming motorcycle, ready for battle. She's got her leather armor to protect her. Her crown points towards the sky, and she's connected to nature, to her emotions, and to the stable ground beneath her. The Chariot has worked hard to balance everything in her life perfectly. Everything is in its right place and under her control. Victory might not be easy, but she'll win in the end. It's time to be a boss and get shit done, metaphorically and literally. Put on your most badass leather jacket and toughest boots and get ready to fight. Fight for yourself. Don't give up. Don't let anyone run you off the road. It's probably going to take a bit of force and mental energy, but you're confident. You're powerful. You've prepared for this. Victory is yours. Ooh, and y'all know what I just saw? Money. We're definitely aligning with money. We got 3 pentacles down here. That's 7, 10, 9. What is that? 17? 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that's 19. My bad. Three of Pentacles, your passion for learning and improving your skills is going to pay off. You've been faithfully dedicating yourself to a project or to your job, and someone above you is looking to reward you for all this hard work. You have the talent to see it through, and soon you'll be where you want to be. 7 of Pentacles, it's time for a much needed break. Step away from whatever project you've been nurturing and take some time to relax. Maybe everything's going perfectly and you can see the rewards on the horizon, or maybe you're stuck and unsure what to do next. Either way, some time away will give you a fresh new perspective when you come back. And you know, most tarot books have different meanings. So if I read another book, I know it'll definitely be aligned with what I just told y'all based off my own intuition. Then we had the 8 of Cups. It says, it's tough, but whatever you've been pouring all your love and emotions into, you need to step away. It's not working out. It's time to say goodbye and move forward. It might be very difficult. You've invested a lot of your time and energy into this after all. But wisdom comes from knowing when something is hopeless, learning from it, and moving on. As I'm reading this book, that's a repetitive thing in regards to walking away from something, knowing when something or someone or some place is no longer serving you, is no longer adding value, and being confident in your decision and not regretting it. Then we had the 9 of Pentacles. Everything is wine and roses right now, and you can finally get comfortable and enjoy it. You made smart decisions, managed your time and money wisely, and now you can sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Treat yourself to something decadent. You truly earned it. Once you make the final decision to release everything that's no longer serving you, you are going to make room for abundance to find you. Then pull one more card. Spirit. Ugh. Here. Oh, we got decide. You did it. Elevate your energy. Decide. It's time to make a decision. Being on the fence drains your energy. No matter what you choose, it will be the exact right thing for your spiritual path. Channel your energy. Be decisive. Learn, grow, decide. Damn, did that say the same thing? Decide. You got a decision to make. Only you can make the right decision for you. Do not let anything outside of you influence you, because then you'll regret it. Then you may not align with what was really yours. You did it. Hooray! Success is here or just around the corner. You've worked hard and your efforts are paying off. Congratulate yourself and truly savor your fantastic victory. Just remember that success comes in cycles, so we can't be at the top of our game 24/7. We succeed, we celebrate, we rest, we renew, and we succeed again. Know where you are in this journey. You did it before and you'll do it again. This is giving me that Nine of Pentacles energy. Then we got elevate your energy. Your thoughts are vibrations that attract positive or negative energy. Notice your current emotional state. Clear any negativity through conversation, movement, breath work, prayer, meditation, and so on. Then guide your thoughts back to love and abundant possibilities. When you elevate your energy, you attract abundance, health, and prosperity into your life. Change your mind, change your life. If you think abundantly, you align with abundance. If you think lack, you align with lack. I hope this message added value. I am Simone, the Shepherdess, and I was taught that when you get, you give. When you learn, you teach. I'm here to preach, and y'all finna get this word. Have a fantastic Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow.